Glory be to God. Now, what are the do's and the don'ts of fasting? As I always say, coming across my video is not a mistake. I believe that it is in the divine ordination of God, in the divine plan of God, that we come in contact with each other. So, irrespective of the generation you are in, irrespective of the time you are watching this video is going to be a blessing to you, and what is going to have a change in your life. Something would happen to you, a change, a shift is going to happen to you just by listening to this video. It is my prayer for you that after listening to this video, you would have a push in your spirit. You would have that push, that zeal in your spirit to rise and pray, to rise and change things around you. God bless you. Now, what are the do's and the don'ts of fasting? Now, you see, during fasting, it is expected that you commit your time to prayer, you commit your time to Bible studies, you commit your time to singing, to praising, to worshiping God. Okay, you need to study your scriptures. It's very, very important. Now, you need to also understand that it is a time where you have to give. You need to be able to give out to society, give out to kids, especially, give out to people who are in need. Sometimes nature, sometimes God would even bring people your way which you have to bless. Sometimes during the fasting period, through your dreams, through your visions, okay, through um, word of knowledge, through a means, you get that inspiration to touch the life of this particular person, this particular group. Please, you do that. Okay, so giving, praying, worshiping, singing, dancing, all sort of spiritual activities, very important. Taking a prayer walk is very important. Meditation is very, very important during the fasting period. Now, what are some of the don'ts? Now, please, you don't need to sleep to cover up hours. So, you sleep from morning to 12, and then you wake up and pray for 1 hour, and then it's like, I've done fasting from 6 to 1. No, we don't do that. So don't sleep to cover up. You are actually connecting to your maker, to God, who actually knows your heart. So do the best you can. Okay, he is not there to judge you. You are just trying to have an empowerment. Okay, so do the best as you can. Okay, so there is also, don't also put any pressure on yourself. Your pastor is doing 6 to 6, so you also want to do 6 to 6. No, according to your strength, please go. Okay, you realize that, let's say your strength, by 12 o'clock you are tired. Now you realize that the next day, some way somehow, the grace of God helps you. After 2 3 days, you're able to go to 1 o'clock. The next few days you are going to 2. The next few days you are going to 3. It gets to a point where yourself personally, there is this joy in you that you want to go all the way to 6. So it is not a transactional business. Okay, fasting is not a transactional business. So you need to take away the transactional mindset. Okay, where it's like, the moment we are done with fasting, God must do this for me. Yes, it is good to have a desire. It is good to have a prayer target. It is good to come to the altar of God with expectations. Okay, but also know that fasting is a period of intimacy, getting close to God. Okay, getting closer to God, getting to know Him more, getting your joy back. Okay, getting to a place where your spirit man is empowered. Now, don't forget, when you are one with God, you are majority. When you are one with God, you don't lose battles. When you are one with God, God fights your battles for you. So every challenge you are having before you come into fasting. So the secret is this: People say when we fasted, we became pregnant. When we fasted, this happened. When we fasted, the problem in my family got resolved. Got what? Resolved. When my academic challenge became what? Not an issue of the past. Miracles are happening. Okay, now the dam is being healed, and many others. Now the secret is that during fasting, we get closer to God. So when you get closer to God, He's the God of all perfection. So what it means is that the more you get closer to Him and more intimate, it gets to a point where His perfection takes over your spirit man. Now, when His perfection takes over your spirit man, it reflects into your physical. Okay, because the spirit life influences the physical life. So automatically you realize that what your physical situation, your physical condition has become corrected. Why? Because you have come closer to the man who can make it, or to the God who can make it all perfect. Okay, so let's take it for example, a woman who is having an issue, let's say a financial challenge. You go before God in prayer and you are asking God to make a way. Now, that is your target, that is your prayer. Now, whilst you get more closer to God, God's perfection, God said what? His perfection would automatically what? Have connection with you. So you realize that what? As you come into contact with this rich God, okay, this well-empowered God, your spirit man becomes very much empowered. It has reflection on your physical. So automatically, that financial challenge problem will begin to give way because God has stepped in. So that is the whole thing. So don't come into fasting with the transactional mindset. Come with the mindset that you want to get closer to God. You want to have intimacy with Him. So it is His intimacy. When it reflects on your spirit man, it will automatically take over the physical. Okay, so I want you to understand that God would actually encounter you during this fasting period. Again, what are some of the things we don't have to do? You don't also have to condemn yourself when you actually do something wrong. Let's say, for example, you are fasting and then you forgot and then started eating or taking in yogurt. Now, you took the first spoon, second spoon, then you remembered. Just leave it. Just put away the yogurt. Okay, don't judge yourself. Don't condemn yourself. Okay, there is no more condemnation for you who is in Christ Jesus. Romans 8:1. Okay, no more condemnation for you. So don't condemn yourself. Just put aside the yogurt. Don't say today's fasting is over. That is condemnation. No, it's not over. Okay, God is looking at your heart. So continue, stay focused. Okay, these are some of the things, these are some of the darts of the enemy. Before you realize, you will never be able to fast for 30 days, 40 days. You will never be able to do it. Why? Because at one point something happened. You are walking in town, you've seen something, it has made you begin to lust, or you begin to have the spirit of lust begin to take over you. Quickly at that moment, just say to yourself, I am a child of God, and this fasting I will complete it. Okay, at that moment, condemnation shuts automatically. The doors of condemnation shut automatically. Okay, so don't condemn yourself during this fasting period. Okay, you know that words are powerful. That is very true. Then during the fasting period, you begin to insult people. Then after realizing that you are insulting people, then you're like, oh, so will I continue this? How long will I continue this? And today's fasting too is gone. No, it's not gone. Just sit somewhere and tell God, God, be my strength and be my help. I want to do this fasting to the latter end. So just continue. Don't stress yourself. Don't condemn yourself, because God has not condemned you. Okay, God has not condemned you. So continue the fast and stay focused. Are we okay with that? Now you need to understand that during fasting, avoid gossiping. Try and avoid gossiping. Okay, so this particular person doesn't know how to fast. Let's say, for example, a church fasting or a group fasting. Okay, why gossip about somebody who is fasting up to 9 o'clock in the morning or 10? Leave that person to God. Let God have that relationship with the person, because we are all children of God. Okay, let us rather encourage each other rather than gossiping about each other. Okay, so let's not be hypocrites at all. As the Bible says in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 16 to 18, he says, what? While fasting, do not be hypocrites. Don't go out, okay, with crumpled faces, for everyone to actually assume that you are fasting or get to know you are fasting. Okay, rather put oils on your head and wash your face. Okay, and don't let it be so obvious to people that you are fasting. Okay, so that your Father who sees above will reward you. So don't take your reward from people. Okay, everybody in the area knows you are fasting. Okay, your face is all showing. No, 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 no. Rather, stay focused, oil your head, wash your face, keep up to God, and God who knows your heart will come through for you. God bless you, and try to ensure that your focus will be on Christ throughout this period. Make sure that nothing will take you away or distract you during this 21 days fasting, or any number of days fasting you are doing across the world. My brother, my sister, there will be a shift in your situation. There has been stories in both Europe, Asia, Africa, especially from where I come from, Africa, okay, where we are still a developing country, okay, now, or where most countries in Africa are still developing. You would hear tangible stories, tangible testimonies where people trusted God to the latter. People fasted day and night. People fasted just to see the glory of God. And you will be amazed at the testimonies they see and the testimonies they hear. They find themselves in villages, they find themselves in smaller communities, but the testimonies they have are amazing. It is time. You have heard a lot of stories. People have told you how God has worked with them. People have told you how they triumphed, how they broke that family issue, how they were able to overcome that situation through fasting. Why won't you try it? Okay, why won't you try it? It is your season to fast. It is your season to tell yourself that nothing will distract me. Nothing will distract me from this 21 days fasting. Nothing is going to stop me from holding on to God. Nothing is going to stop me from fasting for at least 3 or 4 days every month. Nothing is going to stop me. I also want to see God's glory. I want to see what God can do in my life. It comes to a point where you are like, God, there is no other person for me. There is no other help for me by you. So, Lord, I want to live on you. I remember Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. They said to the man servant who was watching over them, he says, leave us with just vegetables and fruits. Let us eat that and still fast and wait on our God. And by the time we are done with this preparation program, look at our bodies and look at the bodies of those eating the fattened meats. So you see, in that period of preservation, God made them glorious. I see glory coming to you. I see your household becoming a place of joy. I see the power of God taking over your house. I see the power of God taking over your life. I see you as young as you are, as old as you are. I see the power of God, and the Spirit of God will come upon you, empower you, and you will do mightily and greatly beyond your imagination. You are never old for God to use. You are never too young also for God to use. God bless you and see you on this journey. God richly bless you. The name is Prophet Jeremiah Rotimi, or Prophet Jerry Rotimi, and it's really a blessing to come into contact with you today. Stay blessed and enjoy your day. Bye bye.